Hi, my name is Devin Rose, and I'm the Director of Marketing for Plasmaguard here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about our Plasmaguard line. So right now, I have the Plasmaguard Pro in my hands. We have Plasmaguard Elite, or ELT, and Plasmaguard Stacks. What happens with our Plasmaguard units is that the Plasmaguard units here, like the Plasmaguard Pro, we have right in front of you, right here at least, that it creates negative ions that your HVAC unit and the blower from your HVAC unit then distributes throughout your entire business. Now, most people think when I say we create negative ions that we're talking about ozone, and we are not talking about ozone, when we do not create ozone either. To let you know, we do not recommend anybody buy an ozone generator at all, and no federal government or agency actually recommends anybody to buy them as well. When we're talking about ozone generators, let me put this down real quick. We're talking about ozone generators. Ozone generators are very bad for you. We don't recommend them because one study that was done says that the ozone generators that were run at high settings actually created 0.5 to 0.8 parts per million of ozone within a room, which is terrible for you. And just to give it, which is 5 to 10 times higher than the actual average, to be honest, and which we'll get into that as well. So the EPA actually recommends that the air quality standard for ozone for a maximum 8 hours is at a concentration of 0.08 parts per million. Now, 0.08 is a lot lower than 0.5 to 0.8. That's 5 to 10 times greater right there. We do not want that at all. We don't recommend that at all. OSHA requires that workers are not exposed to an average of 0.10 parts per million over their 8-hour shift. The National Institute of Occupational Health and Safety recommends an upper limit of 0.10 parts per million to never be reached, and the FDA requires ozone outputs of medical devices to not exceed 0.05 parts per million. Now, 0.05, 0.10, and 0.08 are all really low, but ozone generators create them at 0.5 to 0.8, 5 to 10 times greater. Do not buy an ozone generator. These units are not ozone generators. So these units have actually been tested by UL and actually shown to decrease the amount of ozone in the air. Now you're wondering how much ozone would be created if you just opened the window. If you let all the air in from outside, how much ozone would you have inside your building? And there's a study done on that typically the ozone from outside air coming into an indoor facility is reaching levels of 0.01 to 0.02 parts per million, which it can be as high as 0.03 to 0.05 parts per million. Very low. So if you're not going to buy an air purification unit, open the windows. That'll be the best thing for you. But places like up north in the northern half of the United States, like where we're from Michigan, that these units in the wintertime are great because we can't open the windows. Plasmaguard has been tested by UL and shown to actually take ozone in a room from 0.012 down to 0.008 parts per million. Now that is incredible. That is actually cleaner than the typical air you would get from outdoors just by opening the windows. So if you're in the market for buying an air purification unit, look no further. These are wonderful, great units. They actually bring in cleaner air than you could typically get from outside. Wonderful, wonderful devices. I have one in my home. It makes everything so much cleaner smelling. It gets smells way faster as well. It is a wonderful device to have. Now, if you'd like to read more about these tests, and if you'd like to read more about the tests I've mentioned, you can actually read them in the description above, below, whichever one it may be in this post. And I'll leave links to our website as well, and you can look more into what we do there. And if you have any more comments or questions, concerns, please leave a comment down below, and I'll try to get to it as fast as I possibly can. And thank you for considering Plasmaguard as your air purification system.